we're back.
Yeah. So, here we are. Yet again. JB, Aces, myself, Tiny Little Finger. He's here. He's going to be our new countertop edition.
Frankie's here.
Yep. Ethiopian Warlord, he's back there. Stephen, he's over there, the crack-in.
He's over there.
I think that's all the introductions. Anybody else want to? No?
Weird dwarf guy over here that kind of...
Right.
I don't know what he
Ignore
does.
the man behind the
curtain. Curtain is over there today.
I don't know what he does.
He wasn't here last week. We had to dock his pay for a little bit. Yay. Well, so today is we're going to... For those of you that listen on a regular basis, we did Mark's birthday episode a couple months ago. Well, today is going to be kind of a dual memorial episode. Yesterday is the anniversary of my grandfather's passing. And then today is the anniversary of another one of our brothers, Hothead, who was killed a couple years ago. So, that's what today is going to be. But we're going to do our normal, try to keep it light, keep it funny, drink, let our brains squirrel, things like that. You know, we'll figure out what it is. But, see if there's a floating camera over there. So here in a second we'll do our Tinky Tinks. We've got some sweet spiced rum.
Woo!
Today.
Whiskey. Whiskey.
Yeah, whiskey, not rum.
Spiced whiskey.
Yeah, spiced whiskey. So not Irish whiskey. But whiskey nonetheless. So,
Whiskey!
Tinky Tink, boys. Tinky Tink.
They're going to kind of clunk tonight. These.
Yep.
See? There we go.
It's not terrible.
Nope.
Not terrible at all.
It's always a good change of pace.
True story. Coasters.
Up to they're small.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we get the depressing shit out of the way. So my grandpa died, I think this is 12 years, I believe. And it was a mix of, he had cancer twice beforehand, and he told it to go fuck itself. Got rid of it. And then they found out what actually was the cause of all of his issues. They found out, or they finally classified it that 2 weeks after he died, and it was complications from Agent Orange in Vietnam. So he died at 70% disability.
Shit.
And then 2 weeks later it was amended to 100% disability. So, you know, VA giving vets a second chance to die for their country. So,
Right.
but that way, you know, Grandpa was he was my father figure. You know, he taught me most everything I know. He's the reason I got into boxing, the reason why I've done so many martial arts throughout my different fucking areas of my life. He started, the hell business was it? I can't remember the name of it. It was not Sooner Electric, but it was something along those lines. Anyways, I don't remember exactly what it was. Whatever it was, it's still a company that's around today. Him and a buddy started it, and they sold it. And it's still one of the companies that's around today. I have to ask my mom what it's actually called. But, well, you guys would have loved my grandpa. Because he died before I met you.
Yeah.
So he died a long time before I met you.
Yep.
He was a good dude. He's a good dude. He's the reason I'm a Mason. Which to me I thought made no fucking sense, but his words were, I'd rather you than your cousin.
Right.
Your cousin's a piece of shit. And I hope he ever listens to this, because Grandpa was too nice of a person to tell him that to his face, but he said it often.
Right.
So, I laughed my ass off when my grandpa at 60 some odd years old beat the dog shit out of my cousin because he picked up a golf club and said he was going to take it to him. And he's like, alright. Try it, motherfucker.
Here we go.
That's essentially how that went. So, good dude. I think he had worse taste in drinks than Mark did, though.
Yeah.
At least there towards the end, because his drink that I drink once a year is gin and Pepsi.
Ew.
Yeah. Gin and Pepsi.
That's as bad as the vodka and milk or whatever it was.
Yeah, so.
Gin and Pepsi. Ew.
Oh, it's rough. It's rough.
Probably wasn't good gin either.
No, it was the cheapest bottle of a pint that you could buy.
Right.
Is what he would get. And that's because Grandma didn't want him to drink. You know, and she was in control of the money, but he always had at least $40 on him. He was like, I'll spend $9 on a bottle of gin. Fuck her. So, that was my grandpa in a nutshell, though. So, and we got Hothead. Me and you have plenty of stories about Hothead. You never met Hothead, did you?
Nope.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, he had a good habit of baby deering people.
Yeah, he would definitely do that. He kept so goddamn high. Can't walk. Forget what they are as a person. But he used to come with those. We talked about him a little bit when Brandon was here.
Yeah, those drinks.
Yeah, he had those drinks, and he'd finish one in a 2-hour sitting, and they were 1,000, 1,500 milligrams each.
Yeah, those.
Yeah.
drinks.
They were crazy unreal.
The weed sodas or whatever the hell they were.
And then he'd be smoking or ripping while he was drinking it. And then sometimes he would bring gummies all at the same time.
Yeah.
And then other people would feel like they'd need to keep up with him.
And it was always funny because
From
No.
some of the stories I've heard, he couldn't even keep up with him.
he can't.
No, he couldn't.
He could not at all. But the funny thing about it was when he was drinking, me and him would open a bar and shut the same bar down, say in the same day. You know, it was. He cheated though.
Oh, yeah.
Fucker would nap halfway through
Oh,
the
yeah.
day
He always
for
cheated.
3-4 hours, and he'd come back and ride his rain. And then he'd come back to like, "You gonna drink all night?" Like, we are. You're day drinking now. Like, you slept. This is morning time for you. This doesn't count. You don't get to drink all night. And you calm down. Like, you don't get to have an intermittent fucking an intermission between drinking sessions. You gotta do it like a man. Start at 9. You end at 9 the next morning. And that's how you do it. But I loved Hothead to death. He's a good dude. He was my oldest friend. I knew him since grade school. So, like, he was probably one of the few people in high school that I didn't have an issue with. Mostly because we didn't really talk a whole lot throughout high school. But God, I wish I had pictures of Hothead in high school. If you guys could see what Hothead looked like in high school compared to what he looked like later on in life, you'd be like, "It's not the same fucking person."
Right.
It's not. Okay, you guys you've seen the pictures. You've seen pictures of Hothead. Tatted up, his skinny version of me, essentially. A smaller version of me, long beard, longer hair. Tattoos everywhere. In high school, he looked like one of the kids off of the Abercrombie and Fitch pictures. Fucking, I can vividly remember him in like bright ass white sneakers, like some teal blue shorts, and like a famine colored fucking little 3-button polo.
Wow.
On more than one occasion in high school.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of change that happened there.
Yep.
That is damn frightening, actually.
I remember seeing the picture of him and Twyla in one picture when they're both standing there getting ready to deploy. I think they were either getting ready to deploy or they had just deployed and they were in a briefing. But you can see Hothead in the back because it's Twyla's picture and it's her standing there at attention when she was an MP. And you can see Hothead in the back, just goofy, baby-faced fucking... It's like... There he is.
He's in there.
You could definitely pick him out of a crowd for sure.
See, he strikes me as the kind of guy that would have been Bill Murray's character in Stripes when they go for their intake to get on the bus. Mm-hmm. And he's talking to the female MP and asking all the questions and trying to be a funny ass about it. And he strikes me as he would have been that guy.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he is a character, though. I think he's wrecked more bikes than you.
He has.
Granted, I will give him credit. He was moving down a road, not turning a bike around in a parking lot.
Well, that only happened once.
Twice.
No, once.
2 times. It happened twice in the clubhouse on cash.
Oh, yeah, well, you're right. One of those bikes wasn't mine, though.
I didn't say it was his bike that he wrecked.
One of those bikes, not mine. When somebody says, here, you want to take my 1,000-pound motorcycle and turn it around right here? I've never been on one that heavy. Oh, it's the same. Oh, no, motherfucker, it's not.
Might be the same going down the road.
Right.
It's not in the parking lot when you have to use leg strength to get them to move around and hold them up.
You only got an 8-foot square to do it in.
Right.
Don't hit any other bikes. Oh, yeah, right. Hand me this big motherfucking gold wing.
Yep. He was the reason me and you met.
Yep.
We told that story already.
Well, we have told that story.
It's still a funny story, though.
It is.
Like, you didn't like it just because you had to be there for 4 days drinking with my dumbass.
At the time, no.
It's like, didn't know me from Adam, but all of his P was like, you're going to stay with him until he's ready to not go, or like not drink anymore, or go to bed. And I think he ended up going home and showering for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Go home, shower, and grab a couple changes of clothes. Catch them either on the bike or in the clubhouse. And back to the clubhouse and went.
Yeah. Hothead had lots of naps that weekend.
Yes, you did.
I think he napped more than he did anything else that weekend.
We found him one time in the church room, asleep in a chair that he had taken and wedged one of the pool cues against the corners of the couch, and he pushed this armchair over into the corner. So the legs, when he tilted the chair back, the legs wouldn't slide out because they would hit that pool cue because the tips and the butt was wedged behind the legs of the couches. And he tilted that chair back so he could take a nap. Instead of laying on 2 perfectly good couches, or the air mattresses that were in the other room, that was already blown up.
Goes through all this MacGyver shit.
He goes through the MacGyver shit to lean himself a chair back, an armchair back, into the corner in the church room.
Drunk MacGyver. Me and him got so drunk in my front yard around my bonfire that neither one of us could stand up to go pee. Like, it was essentially to the point, it's the day we piss our pants, I guess, because like, we don't know what's going to happen. My buddy Quentin, his uncle makes moonshine. Legal moonshine. And Quentin calls me and goes, hey, this guy backed out of buying this case of, or he didn't back out, but I can't get a hold of this guy that bought this moonshine. It's already paid for. You want it? Well, yeah. How big a case did you buy? There's 25 bottles of it.
Woohoo!
All right then.
Alrighty.
You know where the house is. We're doing the bonfire. Quentin shows up. He hangs out for about 20 minutes. We finish 1 bottle of it. And then me and Hothead are waiting for everybody else to show up to the bonfire. Well, everybody else decided they wanted to be very late that night. And we're 3.5 hours later than what they said they were going to be. And me and Hothead was bored. And we went through about 12 of those bottles in that fucking 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was,
Damn.
I stood up and had to sit back down. So I was like, nope. Nope. That's how I fall into a fire. I don't feel bad for him. I think it's fucking hilarious. There's a chick that he was talking to had come over to see him, and I had a spare room at the house, and they were going to go do, their things. And she tried to get him to go into the room to do their business. He stood up and was like, nope.
No,
he was drunk enough that he wasn't even going to attempt it. He already knew the little fellow was going to be a letdown. He probably couldn't make it to the room. And if he stood up for too long, he was just going to piss himself.
Right.
So, me and him both fell asleep in lawn chairs that day.
Yeah.
It's good times.
Wow.
I remember
that's
about an hour and a half of the party. And apparently it went on for a long time. Because whenever I finally woke up, there was still people there. I mean, they were passed out too. But it's like, all right then. And then he was he played our beer giver in the jump seats of my mom's old Ranger whenever I was using it when my big truck was getting fixed. We thought it was going to be a good idea to go and steal recycling bins because it was trash day. Mm-hmm. So there's just going down the road, just reaching out, stealing recycling bins, and just chucking them in the back of the truck. And we got like 9 of them. But he was sitting in the jump seat, and he just every now and again there'd be a hand with a beer just kind of randomly come over your shoulder. And my buddy Alex was driving. So
then we went, probably a good thing.
Yeah. Well, no, Alex didn't have a license. But that means I wasn't going to lose my license.
Right, yeah, so, right.
But then we tried to find the haunted school, and we got lost for like 2.5 hours. We weren't lost. We knew how to get home, but we couldn't find it. We were a block away.
Just going around it, and just a block away the whole time. Just going back and this way and over here.
We was drunk. The fucked up thing is we looked at it like 10 times. Like, we saw it. Like, I think that's it. And then all of us be like, no, that can't be it. It was it. Every time. It's the only fucking 5-story building, essentially, in a neighborhood that the rest of it's all houses.
Right.
So looking back, it's like, how did we not just be like, let's go to the tall one? Like, but, oh man, so many bad decisions.
Right.
They were great fun. We never got caught. I'm sure there's a lot of felonies that were involved in that if we'd have gotten caught.
Probably.
Statute of limitations is up now, fuckers. You can't do shit about it now. Yeah, it was a hoot though. I remember when he wrecked felony. We had been day drinking for like 2 hours. That's it. And I don't know if he had lied to me about not drinking the night before, or just he had more to drink than I saw him drink.
Right.
Well, we went to Henry Hudson's, had a couple of beers, and then we went to the American Legion that was literally right around the corner from his house.
Yep, I'm in that one. And
coming around that turn going back to his house, he's on that Victory and just... what the fuck? Just coming off a stop sign. Just actually, we were going left, so it was more like this.
Yeah.
But that was the first time he let me ride that goddamn bike, and it was a pain in the ass because he broke the shifter off. So
he fell over.
Yeah. So that was fun. I still had about 3/4 of a mile to go, and I was like, well, I'm gonna shift this. And I ended up being able to finger fuck the shifter. Mm-hmm. So it was weird because I have to get it going and then grab the clutch and catch it with my finger and then get back on the gas.
So were you doing the spline, or was like the little nubbin? You had
there was just the little bit of the shifter that was left.
And they had the nubbin.
Yeah. That was a pain in the ass. And granted, I had more to drink than I thought I did too, because I was rethinking it the next day. I was like, I shift all the time without using the clutch. I don't know why I was having a fucking...
Making it more difficult for yourself than it needed to be.
Just let off the gas a little bit. But yeah, it's good times. But
he was character.
People are fucking shitty.
People are shitty.
Shot in the back. On his motorcycle. You know, sad situation, I will say that, but I have got to give it to Indian for the speed that he was going. There was no damage to that bike.
Right.
None at all. Now, granted, I know from what was told, he got it slowed down, but it was a pretty low speed fucking, crash essentially that it fell over on. Yeah. But didn't even scratch the exhaust on that Chieftain.
Yeah, because they weren't, when he got hit, they weren't at the light sitting. Hmm. So, when he and that other guy ended up off their bikes is when they were at that light, but still.
Yeah.
When he took the hits, he was rolling up the road.
Yeah. Yeah, shitty situation. Man. But, let's pour another shot and we'll have one to Hothead.
I'll have one to Dan.
To Dan and Grandpa. Yay. Whiskey.
Whiskey Tittles.
And rather see whiskey tits, but there's nobody here that fits the bill.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
It's unfortunate.
I mean, unless Drew sprouts some real quick, I have no idea. Nope,
It's,
not happening. He's like, nah. Not it.
Hang on, pause the recording. I gotta get a surgery done real quick.
I'll be back in like 3 or 4 months.
All right. It's okay. We'll see him with the tape on the titties. It's fine.
I'm sorry, I can't join the ABCD crew.
Right.
No extra pronouns for Drew.
No, he and him.
You want to be like a they, them, z, there, fucking purple
Over there.
shark, fucking
Dude, you'll just be an it.
whatever thing. I will say it gets better as it gets colder.
It does. Yeah. That one's definitely
That one
better.
specifically gets better as it gets colder.
So does Oklahoma.
That's true. That's true.
Speaking of,
Unless you're a garbage truck.
dude, it is nice to get up in the morning and be able to step outside and drink my coffee or let the dogs out and not suddenly start just sweating my balls off. Honestly, it is fucking nice. I think we made that turn into fall.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still fucking 85 degrees outside, but that's a whole lot better than 113.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Because that last trip that we came back from Oklahoma City, 113 degrees when we got home. It was hot in that car.
Yeah,
I mean,
you ain't got no AC.
No AC in the PT Cruiser right now. And they can't find out what's wrong with it. They can't figure it out. I'm like, come on, it's got to be just a valve.
If it wasn't a PT Cruiser, I'd look at it, but I hate working on those fucking things. And
So-
they're garbage.
They can't find out what's wrong with it. They're not willing to replace. It's just a pressure valve, right? It's got a release top. And you just replace it, and it's supposed to flow. Because it's overpressurized right now. Well, they didn't want to dump it because they didn't think they could get more in it because that's the same valve as what you used to fill it with. Well, they didn't replace the valve. So they don't know if it was actually the valve. They didn't actually test the valve. They didn't dump it because they didn't want to refill it because they don't know if that valve is bad or not.
There's a lot of going on with the valve.
I was going to say, there's a whole lot of, I don't want to do this because I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, the systems are easy. You've got your contained housing, you've got your clutch, your bearing, your lines, your valve, your blowers.
It's probably simple. It's probably just overcharged.
Probably just overcharged. Because that's what they said. It's probably just overcharged, but they weren't going to mess with the valve.
Then why didn't they just vacuum it down and recharge it? Who'd you take it to?
Not Crows, but it's the place over by Crows. It's run by Crows, but it's the Crows AC right next to the muffler.
Go to Midas. I usually won't plug them, but at least Mike over there knows what the fuck he's doing. I will give him that. Granted, he's been there forever.
Well, I don't know about the rest of the country, but the weather here is taking for a nice turn. I mean, it's nice to wake up to 66 degrees and not 81 degrees.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is no shit.
So you saw something in the news.
Yeah, fucking old New Mexico trying their governor. We're going to suspend your Second Amendment rights for 30 days. Like, first off, I want to know how many of the citizens there. We've all been to New Mexico.
Yep.
We know even the law-abiding citizens are like, kind of law-abiding citizens.
Right.
Like, how many of them are like, try it, bitch. But I guarantee those. As soon as the words came out of her mouth, guaranteed there's 10 people in that room going, no, you're not. Not going to happen. But then I saw today that the Barillo County sheriff flat out said, we're not going to enforce that. It's like, good luck. And he even went on to say, he was like, my oath is to protect the Constitution.
Right.
You know, the people are...
Not to hold what the governor says.
The people are kind of a secondary thing. Like, my main goal is to uphold the Constitution of the United States. And guess what that is? Against it.
Against the Constitution. That is unconstitutional.
He said he's just not going to do it. Nobody in his department is going to do it. So, cheers to that guy. Figure out what his name is. Give him a shout out.
Give him a real shout out.
Like a legit... I had it pulled up. Oh, I closed
Any
off.
sheriff that's willing to stand up in public
Closed on my ass.
during a press conference and say something like that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
and full on was just like, nope, nope, not doing it. What's his name?
While he's looking up that, on a side note, going kind of along with this, I remember years back seeing a poll from people in the military and law enforcement about what they would do if it all came down of, all right, everybody's losing their guns, and sending them out to go do it. You know, who would, by branch and association, who would be willing to go out and get them? The biggest majority of people who said, yeah, I'll gladly do that, were the fucking Marines. The surprising thing from that poll was the biggest majority of people saying they would do everything to defend them was the Air Force.
Huh.
Well, shout out to the Air Force for that one.
Air Force gets one.
So,
If I could find that poll, man, I would gladly print that off.
Right.
Bernalillo County Sheriff John Allen was his name. So shout out to you, Sheriff John Allen, because that is legit as fuck. And I applaud you. So, fucking cheers.
There we go. We need to send him a little tiny hand middle finger.
I'll tell you why the Air Force said that. They pay for our hotels.
Yeah, no, that shit was... I saw that. You know what's funny is the stuff that I find, like when I send you guys something that might be interesting to talk about, is usually I find it when I'm taking a shit.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
It's usually when I find it. Like, I mean, that's honestly one of the only times I'm ever on TikTok, is if I'm taking a shit. And sadly, you can find more legitimate, accurate news on TikTok than you can on the news.
Right.
I mean, granted, the news is owned, most of the news places are owned by people in the fucking government, so, it is what it is. But...
And what I don't like about the news nowadays is no matter what side your opinion's on any topic, you cannot find an unbiased news source.
Right, you really can't. No. And it doesn't matter whether the reporters or the journalists or their leads are unbiased or not. They're reporting the news that is provided to them.
Yeah.
Or on the assignment that is provided to them to report on. So there again, it becomes biased in one form or fashion.
These are always funny. Just a random subject change. Now, what hurts more than a breakup? I mean, that's literally like it's not a punchline to it.
Yeah.
It's an actual question. Like, I mean, I can think of a lot of things.
I can think of a lot of things that hurt more than a breakup.
Like, I've been kicked in the dick, and that hurts way more than somebody breaking up with me for sure.
Nope.
Like,
and it depends on the classification of the breakup. How long were you together? What were the circumstances? Blah blah blah. It's subjective.
I mean, I got hit with a pool cue, and that didn't hurt a whole lot, but it hurt more than every time I've been broken up with. So, come on now. It's just, I don't know, people are like, that's a whole new topic. I don't understand why people take breakups so seriously. Like, clearly, if you guys are breaking up and neither one of you is willing to work on shit, you guys were both unhappy in one point or another.
Right.
So, find your new piece of ass.
Right.
Fuck it. Who gives a shit? I don't get it. Why do people gotta be so goddamn sensitive?
Move on.
No shit.
Move on. Be real.
Like, what hurts more than a breakup? Have you ever lost your phone when you're on it? That hurts my feelings. That hurts my feelings way more than getting broken up with.
Have you ever lost your phone when you're on it?
I called my ex one time. I was like, have you seen my phone?
You sure you need another one?
Yeah. That's the fucked up part, is I was completely sober then. I was just tired as shit. And the fucked up thing is, she got a call from me, from my cell phone. Didn't know where my phone was either.
Now,
wow.
did she seriously not?
No, she had no fucking idea.
Or, okay, because
she
I'm
had
like,
no idea.
I know if it was me, I would have been like, No, bro, I haven't seen it. You might want to call Aces. You know, something to that effect.
Well, okay. I was going to say, I guess it's about 2 years ago. He calls me one morning, and I think he was getting ready to leave for the shop. But he calls me one morning, and he had his keys and the phone in one hand. He's looking for his keys. He's like, "Man, did I leave my keys over there?" Or did Gabe fucking pick him up and walk off with
I
him?
had him hanging from my phone.
He had him hanging from his thing. And as we're talking and he's moving around, I'm like, I can hear him. He says, "No, I can't find him. How can you hear him? I can't find him. You sure they're not down in the saloon?" So I keep down here. I'm looking at, dude, I can hear him. And we were on the phone for like 2.5 minutes, and he did something, and they touched his cheek, and he looked down. Oh, he actually called me looking for his keys that were hung from his pinky.
Dude, if I'm tired, like, bro, I'm running on like fucking 4.5 brain cells anymore at this point. I can't tell you how many concussions I've had throughout my life. 8 diagnosed TBIs. There's no telling what's going on in there at any given time. Fuck, I think I was with John at Goodyear when I was looking for my goddamn flashlight with my fucking flashlight. Granted, I've seen John do the same thing. He was looking for his headlight with his headlight that was on his hat. I mean, it's like, man, it happens sometimes.
I actually have done that at Goodyear as well, you know. Get down around one of those swamp coolers or one of the AC units, and you're having to mess with the steam coils. It's fucking hot. I've got my headlamp was already on, and I walked outside, and that's what fucks me up about it is I would forget to turn it off. I'd walk outside, and it's broad daylight, and you look at somebody and they go, and you don't think anything about it because it's broad daylight.
Oh, like sunshine.
And then I go back in. I'm like, oh man, where's my headlamp? I can't see. I can see, but I can't see. Wait. Oh, well, crap. I have done that. So.
Yep, good times. That other ashtray.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yay.
God damn.
Magic.
Shit, there's been multiple times because I'm so used to having my channel locks in my back pocket. Be working on something, channel locks in my hand, I'm like, I need a backup. Fuck. Hey, dipshit! Hand me my channel locks!
Right.
You mean the ones that are in your hand?
No, the other ones.
No, the ones that are in the fucking truck.
See, that's the good thing about looking for a flashlight with a flashlight. You can always be like, oh, I'm looking for my other goddamn flashlight. You know, because we've all got fucking 30 flashlights.
Right.
So you can at least make it look like you're not a complete idiot at that fucking time. Granted, I know next week is when we're going to do Mark's episode, but Mark was the absolute worst about losing tools that were literally right next to him or laying on his chest.
It was bad.
I think it was every day, every single fucking day. There was a time he was putting an alternator in a Nissan Murano or whatever it is, that SUV thing that Nissan's got. He's putting the alternator in there. He's doing everything by hand. And I sat there and watched him for like 45 minutes, just trying to one little click at a time get this, and I will give it to Nissan. That was a terrible fucking placement for that bolt. He tried and tried. And I could hear it just go. So I took my electric ratchet over there, my low profile one. I set it over there. I said, "Hey, that's why I spend a lot of money on these tools. They make stuff like this much easier." He goes, "Okay, cool, thanks." He picks it up and he looks at it like it's the first time he's ever seen fire. And then he sets it back down. And he goes back to it. I was like, "Hey, use that." He's like, "Man, I don't know how to use that." You pull the trigger. You literally squeeze it. Like you put it in your hand and you make a fist and it goes brrr, and it just backs the goddamn bolt out.
There's a little toggle switch that makes it go forward or backward or in and out.
The fucked up thing about it is he had a cheap one. He had a cheap version. Looked just like mine. Just different brand. Same trigger function and everything.
It's a Walmart brand.
Like, come on, man. I love you to death, bro. Fucking.
We were doing bike maintenance out here before a ride, and me and him were sitting on the porch, and he's out there. He's working on his Fat Boy, right? And he had the actual socket and wrench in the pocket of his cut. And he comes in here. Directs are like, "What the fuck is he looking for?" He comes in here and he grabs the socket set and goes out there. And he opens up the socket set, and the socket he needs is not in it. So he comes up to the porch. And he's got the socket set open. It's like this, and he's kind of holding it so it's in the V. And he looks at me, because it's my socket set. He says, so, I need that socket. Do you know happen to know where it is? And I look at Drax. Drax looks at me. Drax says, and just points. And gets that little smile that Drax, yeah, that smile right there. And just points. And so Mark looks in the socket set, not at his chest, looks at the socket set. And then looks at Drax. And then looks back at the socket set. Drax is still pointing. And finally Mark says, what are you pointing at? I don't see it. And I was like, dude, it's in your pocket. So he sets the socket set down and goes to his jeans pockets.
Because I can see your jeans. Like, I can see into your jeans pockets, bro. Because literally, you can see it. The head of the wrench was just hanging out on the fucking, on the pocket. It was
And finally,
goofy shit.
he did this. It's like, oh. And he gets that little chuckle he gets, that little head knock, and he goes down there, and then he gets down, and he sets it down next to him. And he gets his legs under the bike, and he's getting ready to do what he's doing, and he goes for the pocket. Well, now it's not in the pocket. And he's sitting there. Well, when he sat down, he just kind of barely covered it with his leg, but not enough to really register that it was under his leg. And he's like, and Drax is like, it's under your leg.
Check your ass, dumbass. Okay, I gotta give it to Mark. Mark was a very intelligent guy. He really was. Common sense? No.
Not so much.
You know?
Not so much.
I watched him lose a mug of beer in his hand. Yeah, a full one. He took a drink out of it while he was looking for his goddamn beer. We was sober.
That was what I was about to ask.
That was our first beer of the day.
Yeah, but Dan was prone to doing that too.
Yeah.
He would end up with a beer here and a beer over there and a drink or a drink over there.
But the good thing about Dan, he always had a beer wherever he went because he left one there the last time he was there.
He was bad with that, with bitch in the closets, and I think he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
And you have a bitch in the closet over here and a bitch in the closet over there and one over there by those people and then one on that table and one on the sidebar. Because he would also float. And as he's floating, he's right. He'd have a bitch in the closet wherever he's going. Bitch in the closet's a drink, by the way, Drew.
Granted, it was named after a bitch in the closet.
It was actually named after a bitch in the
There
closet.
is a story about that, but we won't tell it because it's not ours to tell.
Nope.
But there was a bitch in the closet that inspired the drink, bitch in the closet. It's good times.
No judgment?
None of us. It was none of us.
Nope,
Player
we're not.
moves.
So
Player moves. It was a player move for the guy that it involved. It really was a dick move. But yeah.
I gotta give it to him. He definitely pulled some attractive women for his goofy ass.
Right.
Not Hothead, the guy with the bitch in the closet story.
He really did. Really did.
Man.
But yeah. Hothead was horrible about that. He'd get a drink and he'd lose it. Come back. No, I lost my drink and get another one. Or he'd come back and he'd say somebody threw it away. He would do that too because if like one of the prospects would go around and throw away the drinks and then somebody, what a full fucking drink, we just replace it.
No.
Right? He did do that sometimes. Okay, man, somebody threw my drink away. And then he'd sit on the bar and then he'd walk away and then he'd come back and then he'd have two drinks. We're like, wait a minute.
Hothead was a cheap ass though too. So he was a cheap ass.
But he always paid his debts.
Yeah.
And he always overpaid his debts. So it's not like he was cheating at the moment, but come the end of the weekend, he always overpaid.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a big thing for him to do.
Oh man. Good times. I do miss those fuckers. Speaking of sidebar though, we'll have to get the old sidebar ashtray cleaned up. That way it can be up here for next
there
week.
instead of just me using it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. I can do that.
Mark stole that.
No.
The first day that we ever went to sidebar, Mark stole that. We were sitting there. We had closed the shop down early. It's the same day that we said we were going to go and day drink. And
There they are.
I told him we were going to show up early, get the one car that we had to get done finished, close down, go to breakfast, and then go to one of the bars when they opened. And he didn't get there till 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I was already done with the car. So we're sitting there, The first time we go in the sidebar, we're like, well, these are cool. And they bring us, actually, it was Emma that brought us the ashtray. We were just playing with it. I was like, I like this. This is cool. And I got to give it to him. He's sneaky as shit. Like, I didn't realize he took it until about halfway him out the door. Like, I didn't realize. I just kind of looked away and quit playing with it for a second. And he was like, I'll be right back. And he just kind of fucked off. And I looked down and I was like, where'd the ashtray go? And I see Mark going outside. I was like, that son of a bitch.
That son of a bitch.
Comes back in, sits down, and Emma, bless her heart, forgot she gave us an ashtray. I was like, hey, can we have an ashtray? And it was like, oh yeah, sure. Just brings us another ashtray. And I looked at Mark, I was like, saddlebag? He's like, saddlebag. Atta girl. He was a sneaky little fuck though. I'll give him that.
I ran across the pictures of Mark out there out front. I know it's next week's Mark's episode. We're talking about Mark, but I ran across the pictures when he was in trouble as a prospect, and he's having to wash all the bikes out front. Ran across those pictures.
I should have got pictures of him having to mow my yard.
Oh God, your yard was horrible.
Yeah, it was. You could have got lost in it. You personally could have got lost in my backyard at the
His
time.
yard was horrible. It's like it hadn't been mowed in a year and a half.
Shit.
Yeah. It took him like 2.5 days to do.
Sounds like your yard was about as bad as it was the one place where I found out I had a hobo living in the
Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, my yard's now that's a redneck yard. Your yard is so tall. You don't collect cars or trucks or tractors. You collect hobos.
Man, that'd be fun. I think that's kidnapping though.
So we move into this place. The backyard, no shit, up to my chest.
Right.
First night, let the dogs out, and it's funny as shit watching them. Because they're jumping through the grass like you see, rabbits and shit do.
Right.
I think it was like the second or third
Land
night.
dolphins.
I was still having to get my lawnmower fixed to be able to deal with that fucking tall grass. And let them out. All of a sudden, they just barrel straight to the shed and start barking and carrying on. I'm like, probably just a fucking possum or something like that in the shed. About the time that I go start heading over there, they calm down, they come to where I'm at. Door flies open, this dude fucking runs out.
Did him out! Did him out!
Pop Smoke, get the fuck out!
I mean, it's one of those, it freaked me out enough. Am I actually seeing this?
I've been checking for freaking rat holes. Viet Cong rat holes all through your yard. Go to sink a pole. Chink, 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 plunk.
What was that? Speaking of that, just because we missed Pope's, that's what Pope did in Vietnam. He was a river rat.
Oh yeah?
Well, that's why I don't ask questions about that 38.
I wouldn't either. But any weapon that would come back from Vietnam with those kind of notches, I'm not going to ask questions about. Anyway.
Have you seen the 38 that I have that was Pope's? The little snub nose 38 revolver, little Smith & Wesson.
No, because now I'm thinking about it.
The one that he had here for a little while.
If I did see it, it was here, and I don't remember it.
So it's a wood grip Smith & Wesson 38. Down both sides of one and 1.5 sides of the other, little notches. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Pope's gone now, so I can't ask questions. Not that I would have, but that gun's got a story. So hopefully they're all in Vietnam. That way, if for some reason it ever gets stolen or, God forbid, sold. So, how long you had this gun? Not long enough for the questions you're about to ask me. I can tell you that much right fucking now.
Right.
Well, whose was it? He's dead now. Can I have it back, please? No, you cannot. Well, shit. Pope was actually like a mob enforcer. That'd be funny. He was shorter than you.
Yeah, but he was a cantankerous old ass.
that'd be the funniest shit in a mob movie. Could you imagine that in a mob movie? Because all the mob
freaking-
enforcers are guys my size or fucking
Right.
bigger. But then we're gonna have to make one now. We have to do a little short
Parody
do a
that.
little parody of it. And it's gonna be you. But yeah, no, because Pope was about 1.5 inches shorter than you. Now, granted, he was probably your height in his prime. But I could just see that in a mob movie. Just an epic door kick, fucking, and you see the shadow, and the shadow makes it look real massive, and then it pans down. Dude's just taller than the door handle.
I don't know. So, like, what I'm thinking about right now, you know, you seen that picture floating around of Jason Momoa and his bodyguards.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, kind of do something. Have you sitting there, get a high angle shot, like looking down on you.
Right.
I walk in really low shot, so that looks like I'm fucking massive as shit.
Right.
Then you're like, all right, I'm gonna show you who you got to get rid of. Stand up and walk out, and you see.
Oh man, the amount of shit that we're gonna be able to do with just height, fucking making shit funny off of height is gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah.
I'm still ready for October. I think my hair's gonna be grown out just enough to be able to fucking slick it back for the mohawk part. I'll wait till Aces gets back to, because we've kind of already talked about it a little bit, I think. I talked about it on my live today, but we'll give a little heads up on the things that are kind of coming up. Good?
Yeah.
Okay.
She just hanging on.
Good night.
Night.
The fuck was I gonna say?
I don't know. You were talking about things coming up.
Yeah. Well, I know I talked to you about it a little bit because of the, being here.
Right. Yeah.
So I am waiting for the text message back from Station 580.
Yeah,
Where
guys.
they are, the Lawton Ghostbusters.
Get
I
on
hadn't
the
really
ball.
looked into it a lot, but I saw a vague description of who they are.
Yeah. So I'm coming and being on the podcast. I told them because they've got like 10 people that are on their main crew. I was like, well, the podcast, if you just wanted to send 2 people that would be, could put into words the best what you guys do and, probably be the most fun on the podcast for them, send them, and then while they're here, they can kind of assess and stuff like that. And just talking to them, obviously, about doing in here. And then, because it is here and it's attached to there, maybe just doing a full investigation of the house and letting them do their deal for a couple hours. And he said he was down with it. I'm sure Ruth's going to be down with it. She's into that kind of shit. So,
Yep.
but they are extremely interested in it from the text messages that I got. And I think, they're super interested in it, mostly because of the podcast, too. Because, that's free advertising for them. And they do travel around, and I get it, they're busy. They all have normal day jobs. It's not like they're, that's all they do.
Right.
So,
And it'd be good for us because then we know. I mean,
yeah.
it's taken us a lot of years to get back to the point
Right.
to be in here.
I almost kind of, because we did get started a little late. Not that we're gonna, not that it's gonna kill us on the podcast time or anything, but especially depending on how late he's here. And we've been talking about doing one since it is a memorial episode. Now, granted, Hothead wasn't killed here, but we could try to do another one later in a little while
Yeah.
if you guys are down.
I'm all right. Whatever.
So, Drew, what time do you got to turn into a pumpkin?
10.
10? Okay. It's not terrible. Because we'll be at, right at an hour at 9.
That's what I tell now.
So we could run it for about an hour and a half. And then do the other. And then even after he leaves, we could find the best angle that we want to use.
Yeah, set everything up and get everything going and dialed in really well while he's
Yeah.
here.
I almost want to say, fuck it.
After hours at the Saloon.
Leave the computer here for the
We
night.
have done that one. We've done one other, but it didn't work.
The power fucked off on the...
Power failed on the camera. And we got like 30 or 40 minutes.
We got an hour. We got 58,
total.
58 and a half minutes is what we got
But you
total.
did get stuff from that.
I did get actual knocks at 28 minutes, 34 minutes and 41 minutes.
He played them
got
for me.
Audible knocks, and they were like,
Yeah.
and he was asleep, like, because and even when he was walking around,
Yeah.
you couldn't hear him. You couldn't hear nothing. So there was shit that happened. I almost want to say, fuck it, leave the computer here tonight, leave it on since it is nice and cool, it won't hurt it.
Right.
Shut everything down except for Facebook and go live on the Scuffle channel and set that camera up
And just leave it.
and the other one and just let it fucking run
Right.
and do a live all goddamn night. Because up to 8 hours, it will stay and it will save.
Right.
So, might be a thing.
I might think about that, yeah.
And I might have to set an alarm to
For me to come out and turn it off.
Yeah, so I can call you and be like, hey man, can you go kill the live on the
Right.
on the laptop? That way it doesn't go for like 12 and a half hours. But that might be what we do.
That's an idea.
And we've got the Spirit Talker app.
We did order the Ouija board.
Oh, I'm not going for that.
America.
You're not coming for that?
Oh yeah, you are. You don't have to play with the Ouija board. You just gotta film us being white people.
Can we do a remote cam? No part of Ouija boards.
You figure out how to make that work.
Right?
I can't.
He's like, you know what? As a matter of fact, that's wireless. I'm gonna go sit on the couch, away from y'all, motherfucker.
Bullshit. I think he's like, I'll be at my house.
There's a skin tone issue with ghost and water.
He's like, I am far too close to the guy that gets killed first in the horror movies.
There's,
Ain't about that life.
I don't know if you ever saw that movie, In the Deep.
Yeah.
LL Cool J.
Hey, he was the first black guy to break that stereotype.
Yeah.
You okay over there? You dying? Like, what's going on?
Dying a little
So-
bit faster
Jesus
today than
Christ.
normal.
Yeah, but I don't want to test it.
One of our guys that comes out on occasion, Hellboy, is non-Christian, non-above heathen, like we are. He has a friend that makes the boards and stuff, and the pointer and the whole 9 yards, all handmade.
It's called the plantain.
Thank you. And so that's who we ordered it from, was through him to get it done. So it's not like we went down to Walmart and bought, a $9 Ouija board. We're having one handmade for us.
I find it fucking hilarious that Hobby Lobby, one of the most Christian stores on the planet,
Yeah, you can get them.
you can go buy a fucking Ouija board.
Yep,
Halloween
sure
time.
can. Sure can. And
It's like-
and decorations, and you can get the pointer like this fucking big. They've got one in there right now that you just hang on the wall.
That's what we should do. We should just paint one on the wall.
Just paint one on the wall. Actually, I want one we just move every once in a while.
Right?
Oh,
Come
in every episode's in a different spot.
Just paint one up there above that and put magnets in it with the fucking... That'd be awesome. Oh, good times.
Woo!
so I'm going to need a salt ring. I need a cross.
Go get your supernatural tattoo so that
Yeah.
your no possessions or whatever. Which clearly that didn't work. They got possessed.
They got possessed all the time, right? True story.
That's my favorite show. I'm so sad it ended.
Everybody's like, bringing Supernatural back's just gonna bring bringing
you
Farscape
can't-
back. It's not gonna
you can't
happen.
do it.
It's not gonna happen.
They ended it perfectly. It
You
went
could
out
bring
great.
it back.
Yeah, but we know what happens to remakes in Hollywood.
This is true. This is true.
I mean,
Remakes and
they
remakes,
could just
yeah.
get bored and just bring it back all together. Same people, just 20 years later. It's not because even like I haven't seen the last season, but even if they died, it's not like they can't come back again. How many times have they died?
Well, and
Fucking, they die more than Goku does. Like this is fucking ridiculous.
the name of the show is Supernatural.
Right. It's ridiculous.
Hello.
Yeah, we definitely squirreled on that one.
I know I saw some fanfare. They were saying they were going to do a reboot, but using their kids. Apparently they have kids.
All right then.
When did they have time for kids? And what demon chick did they do it with? Because I want to
Dean
see
had
her.
Plenty of time
Yeah, I was
for
gonna
kids.
say. You say their kids, so you've got. I'm gonna say Sam's one, maybe two, and Dean's
True.
football team.
in one state.
Hey, hold on.
He's got
Remember,
53 kids.
Dean slept with a demon.
That's what I'm saying. What
Was
demon
it only
chick?
one?
I think I can only remember the one.
Probably one
The
that
hot
they made a
The
thing out
hot
of.
one.
The hot
It's like She-Devil. That movie She-Devil. She was fucking hot. I mean, back in the day.
day. We all
Gotta-
have our childhood crushes.
Gotta qualify that.
Hey, if the three of us didn't have a crush on the Pink Ranger when we were kids, you're fucking lying.
I'll say he's closer to my age.
Yellow
than-
Ranger. Sorry,
That's fair.
I like Asians.
I do too. I mean, I'm not saying that there wasn't a toss-up between the two of them on any given day, but
Yeah, Rangers weren't my period. Now, April, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Fuck yeah. Dude, hell yeah.
I was talking to somebody about the Ninja Turtles the other day because my 1 1/4 Ninja Turtle tattoo got brought up, and he was talking about he got names confused, and he said that he had a crush on Casey. I was like, really?
There's something you can tell me. Okay, we might need to help him. He's choking over there.
I was like, oh, did you now?
Caught me mid-trip.
Right? You like that ski mask and fucking hockey stick, do you? And he was like, no, the reporter. I was like, you mean April?
April.
That one. April O'Neil, not Casey Jones. It's like, you sure you're not dabbling for the home team there? I'm like, what have we done?
Not March. Not May. April.
Yeah, needless to say, that conversation pretty much ended right there
Yeah.
I bet.
for him. I mean, I kept fucking with him, but who wouldn't?
I just stood up and yelled in the middle of the bar. Is there a guy named Casey here?
Right?
Just
You got long hair? You like to play hockey? This guy's got a thing for you.
Just saying.
on a side note, in your free time, just look up scientifically accurate Ninja Turtles.
No. Probably not.
Seen it? Have you? I think we've talked about this. The scientifically accurate cat dog is yeah, it's pretty brutal. Yeah,
Scientifically accurate Spider-Man was not that bad.
I haven't seen that one yet. I know they've done a bunch of them. I need to look at them.
Yeah.
They're funny though, and the animation's pretty good. And they make a song that parodies the original song that goes right along with it. They're awesome. Yeah, it's good times.
And
we're
they're
all
all
about
on
parodies.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Or at least they used to be.
They're on YouTube still.
Okay.
Yeah, but they go through phases.
I actually found them on accident because Gabe was looking for the Nickelodeon cat dog. And you know how YouTube goes.
Well, and we know Gabe, too. We know you
Oh,
Gabe.
yeah. No, he didn't care. He thought it was hilarious. But I was like, bud, that's not the cat dog you're looking for. He was like, but it's cat dog. I was like,
Cat dog.
it's not the one you're looking for, bud. It's like, this
is not
cat
the
dog
cat dog
was
you're looking
born. That one was made in the lab. But that was good stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, needless to say, he watched it a bunch of times.
Not
But
surprised.
it's no wonder your kid is the way he is.
It's only
I
like
mean,
2.5 minutes long.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, he starts homeschool tomorrow. We did his orientation and stuff today. That was
Are you teaching?
a thing. No, he's got actual like teachers. They send him a little laptop and stuff.
Oh, so he's doing remote school. He's not
Yeah.
doing home
No, he's
school.
doing it. I mean, that's the new homeschool. Is they send
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No, I get that. I'm of the age that homeschooling was mom and dad teaching me, and you had to sit down for whatever many time.
it's a little bit of both. It's a mix of both. There's about like in the morning he's got like a 30-minute class, and then like 2 or 3 hours in between where I'll help him with the stuff and kind of teach him the things, and then in the afternoon he's got another like 25-30 minutes worth of class, and then
Yeah.
after that it'll be. That's why I had to talk to him. I was like, so my work schedule is awkward as shit. Like, don't really work normal hours. Like, so if he can't attend classes throughout the week, can he still get the credits? He's like, yeah, as long as there's 6 hours a day of him doing his schoolwork and it's showing, like turning in his assignments.
And
All right,
progress.
All right, good.
You got to have the progress.
Fantastic.
Right. Well, honestly, I'm glad you went that route. I mean, you and I talked right after I got back from Pensacola about his schooling and whatnot. And I'm glad you went that route instead of the other way,
Right?
instead of traditional in-house schooling.
Yeah, He probably won't go to real school until probably second or third grade. Fair enough.
Yep.
But yeah, just because of just his attitude and his temper and shit, and not being as very socialized, he probably won't really go to actual
Right.
brick and mortar school till probably second or third grade. So, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you want to grab a couple of the Krakens behind you, and then we can do these shots and just talk for another 25-30 minutes, and then we'll turn that off.
Set up for a spooky gram.
Right, and then we can go live, just since we have OBS and we have all the different camera angles. We can go live for,
Facebook.
On Facebook for, for a while.
Answer your fans' questions.
Yeah. And we can turn on the Spirit Talker
Wait.
again and just.
We have fans?
Yeah,
We got some.
There's a fan over there.
There's one right there too.
Damn
I think Drew's even got his own.
Right?
No,
Hey,
Drew
we
has
have
mine.
one.
Drew has mine.
We have an OnlyFans.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I finally got my shit approved.
Nice.
Uh-oh. The gate should
For on OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Is it
I
called
finally
Gate
got my
Should
account.
Power?
set
Okay,
up.
good. So now I can get because yours is really well. Shit, I gotta get Lauren's too because she's in it.
Yeah.
Damn, I gotta get everybody's IDs and fill out waivers and shit for all this.
Question
Well, I was
is,
waiting to
is
see
it
what was
the
going on
gate
with
should
that.
cover?
Yep.
No.
That's why I just haven't got everybody's.
All right.
That's all I just.
I just been waiting to hear what was going on with it.
Yeah. Your ID's current, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just the ID, because it doesn't have to be a license or anything.
Yeah, it's just
So-
the ID. Air tank.
Yay!
Yeah, I just went ahead and said fuck it and set up a fucking account.
It's so much easier to do that because then yours is already on file, and all you gotta do is just sign the thing.
And then can they be linked or?
Yeah, just tag them in it.
Yeah.
No, it's way easier.
Well, I gotta wait to do some of that stuff until I get the upgraded phone.
Yeah.
Which we got the deal today, staying 0 down
Nice.
on the upgrade phone. So,
Well, and like for you, it's not like you don't even have to have one because I can do because it's only a one-time deal.
Right.
Like once it's sent in and it's approved through the site
right.
on our page, then you're good. It doesn't matter. And then anything like if you ever want to check it, you can check it on the laptop because I'll give
Okay.
everybody the login stuff for it.
Yeah, the laptop's probably where I'll keep some of that stuff.
Yeah, it's probably best.
And like, my thoughts for me just going ahead and making the account, I was like, well, there's probably going to be a fuck ton more of me doing random stupid shit.
And worst case
Half-assed
scenario,
That kind of stuff, yes. I will. I know I'm interrupting you, Drax. I'm sorry, but that kind of stuff, I would say yes. Probably a fuck ton more of you doing it than me doing it.
Yeah,
And I get that. So
and worst case scenario, if you ever get broke, you can just sell pictures of your butthole online.
exactly.
See there? We should start a feet finder.
I mean,
Instead of
why not?
Feet finder?
No, they have the feet finder where you can
Yeah.
sell feet pics. We should just start a profile for
Did
that.
you not know about this, Drew?
No.
dude, even I knew about that. But we know people.
Oh.
Speaking of, I do want to get like a couple of OnlyFans people on here. That's their primary job. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Fucking men, women, doesn't matter. Like I just want somebody that works in the sex
Alright.
industry.
Well, I'll get to talking to people because I know like 4.
All right, cool, good man.
There you go.
Ta-da!
See?
See, you can do more than just work the cameras.
I would say our engineer can do more than engineer.
Yeah. I mean, we want to be like, we don't give a shit. We don't judge anybody by what they do, and I want the show to do the same thing. Like, I want all walks of life and fucking professions and shit like that.
Well, it's
I mean,
like that stripper Ginger that I know.
Drag queen if you want one of those
Fuck
on
it.
too.
why not?
That stripper Ginger who's Miss Nude America or something like that now.
Mhm.
She's still wanting to come in the third week in December to be on the show because she's doing a show in Wichita Falls.
Do we need to install a pole?
She said no.
Why not?
There's not enough room in here for her because I sent her a video of the saloon so she would have an idea. She's like, there is not enough room in there. It's like, nope, not for her because she's literally, it's like Miss USA, only it's for strippers. That's what she is right now for until April.
What if we reinforce the bar
And just did it right
and
there.
then do like a Coyote Ugly style?
Hey, now I can talk to her about that.
That'd be legit as fuck.
And I can reinforce the bar. Oh my god.
And the pole, we could just drill a hole all the way through the bar. We're gonna have a hole in the center of the bar anyways, and just still mount it to the floor.
Right?
Oh man, this place is gonna turn into a weird fucking place eventually. More so than it already is.
You sure your wife's okay with you being here?
Yeah.
It's like she's not gonna know about those.
No, she goes.
That's gonna be an
She
absent
watches.
episode.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
She watches. She knows.
That's gonna be an absent episode. No, we didn't record that week.
The funniest part about it is she really doesn't care because she trusts me that much. So I don't do
Oh.
anything. That's why I'm right here.
Well, there you go.
Shit, I was halfway expecting him to go. The funniest part's gonna be she's gonna want to come and watch that week.
Maybe.
We got side seating. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right? That's what the sidebar's for.
Remember, we talked about remote.
Oh man.
Yeah, Heidi still wants to come on. Ginger still wants to come on that third week in December because she's doing the show in Wichita Falls. That'll be a weekend one for us because she's doing the show on Thursday and Friday, and then on Monday. And she's going to stay in this area for Saturday and Sunday when she's not. And it really surprises me she's not headlining her show on Saturday at that big club down there. What is it?
I don't know. I've been to a bunch of them down there, but
Gold something or other.
Yeah.
Or Platinum. Anyway, she's not headlining a show that Saturday. She's doing that Thursday and Friday and then the Monday.
Maybe she's just expecting Thursday and Friday to wear her the fuck out that much that she's like, I'm just gonna take Saturday
Well,
off.
she's getting paid. I mean, she gets paid now good money to travel between like 6 different states and do stuff.
she want to be a
Oh, I
sugar
mean-
mama.
Right?
Like,
Yeah. I'm not saying she's not making good money, but you know, she's like, Thursday's gonna fucking kick my ass. Friday's gonna kick my ass. I need some recovery time before.
Right. And then Monday, and then she travels home
Yeah.
back to Carolina. So,
yeah.
so
I want to
but that's
get
December.
a good variety of people on here for sure. And we've had so far so good. I mean, we've had Braden, who's really just kind of the local dude. You know, Dave, who's essentially the same thing, but does all the snake shit and lizards and all that good stuff. Still need to get back with him to go do something remote where he's at, so we can actually play with lizards and snakes and stuff.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Like that'd be fun. And obviously the comedians and stuff. We got more of those coming on. Israel's supposed to be on today, but he's stuck in Wichita Falls. He doesn't have a ride. Honestly, if I'd have thought about it, I could have just been like, "Hey man, like, I'm sure one of us can come get you." Like, like Wichita Falls ain't that far.
I mean, it's one of those. I'll say.
We couldn't have fronted the gas, but we'd have gone and got it.
Well, I couldn't have gone and got him, but I could have thrown money for gas.
Right? I'd have gone and got him if we'd thrown gas in the car.
Well, we'll think about it next time if that happens to him.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, not to sound like a dick, but we didn't think about it. Now we're in the middle of our show.
Right?
Sorry, Israel.
Our bad, buddy.
Maybe we should have been drinking instead of sober this week.
He messaged me when I was at the gym, so I was just like, "Hey, you're cool, bro." Like I was in the middle of a set, and I looked at it, and then I just went back. I was like, "You're good, man. Life happens." But I can't wait to get his prosthetic leg.
Yeah.
And start doing stuff with it. Yeah,
That's
that's
gonna
going
be
to be
funny.
a lot of fun.
I need a prosthetic arm. If anybody wants to donate one, apparently I'm just going to make a prosthetic person.
I will talk with
They are the shit out of that.
Right? We've got an eye. We've got a leg.
We've got an eye. We've got a well, it's a below knee down.
Got a finger.
Well, I can get one. Well, no, that'd be a real finger. That'd be illegal.
No, you've
Really?
got a finger.
That's true.
We got a finger.
I don't think that counts as a prosthetic, but
I mean,
I'd wear it.
if you put it on, doesn't it technically count as one? Like if you just isn't it technically a prosthetic now?
this is my finger.
It's my finger. You can pick your nose with it.
Here's my pointer finger.
Can you pick your nose with it? There you go. See?
It'll definitely tickle the brain meat.
I'll talk with the 2 one-armed guys at work and see if one of them's got a.
Wait.
Yeah, because they're different. Aren't
They're
they?
different. There's
Is
left
one
and
left?
right.
Is one right?
Yep.
Yep.
One's left and one's right.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Don't give me that look, Drew.
America.
Well, see, I was gonna make the joke. Wait, you have two guys that are missing two arms?
We need a mannequin.
How do the hang duck work? I mean, you cut it.
We need a mannequin.
To put them on.
Yep.
Kohl's is going out of business.
We're gonna build us a new person. Just we
Make
got
it bigger,
another new
stronger.
We got a head too. We can build Frankie a body.
Build the bear.
Yes. No, it is not Build-A-Bear.
Hey,
It is better than Build-A-Bear.
I have seen Full Metal Alchemist. I've got an idea how this goes, and it's not very good.
Right?
Like I said, we're gonna AI the shit out of that.
Oh man, Frankie, we're gonna build you a body by the end of this. Goddammit.
You will walk again.
Right. We could even use those 3 skulls as the other leg. They're about the right height.
They're almost the right height. Yeah. Yeah.
They're a little bit taller than Israel's. We'll just make a little nubbin for the other side, so the same height. We got you, Frankie. We got you. Damn, this episode went weird as fuck, didn't it?
And he's gonna have an eye patch because we only have one eye.
Yeah. How weird would it be if I found the other one?
Oh my god, dude, that would be fucking creepy. Walk right in the sockets up
No,
there.
we'll give the other one will be a googly eye.
There you go.
One of the big googly eyes.
I don't know which way to look.
Good times.
Alrighty, you know, I think
I will say, we did get our first legitimate, not for me, fucking stars donation the other day.
yeah, I was watching
Yeah.
the live when that happened.
Yeah, my buddy Zach donated like 1,299 stars. So
So 15 cents.
what? It's more than that.
$2.98?
Something like that. Yeah, it's about $2, somewhere around there.
Yay!
However much they are.
Not even a fucking beer.
It's okay. It was close, and it was a thought that counts.
Oh, it is.
And the first time he did it, he donated 99 of them for just out of nowhere. Like, I didn't even expect it. And then I said something about getting a beer at work. And then he sent another 1,200. I was like, fuck yeah, man. But,
Cool.
so anybody that sees these, fucking, if you ever see us live, hell, apparently now we've done enough that you can just donate stars on any of the posts.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Nice.
I guess that's something.
We need to do a parody. We need to do a parody of donating stars.
We are 60 people away from being able to go live on TikTok.
Oh man, we got to push that.
So
somehow.
it's getting closer. I mean, we were 110 away yesterday. So it's going up. Granted, I've been cheating and doing those the follow for follow lives, just going in and just follow people until TikTok tells me that I'm probably a robot and it doesn't let me follow people anymore. And so you can get at least 10 or 15 of them off that. Really, we just need it to be able to go live. That way, when we go live, it's just there, and then as people are scrolling, they'll see it.
Right.
So,
And then it can be watched that way over and over, and that will still help
and then because I think
gain us some traction.
I think once you can go live is once you can start monetizing your TikTok. As soon as you can go live, I think that's when you can start monetizing for donations. Kind of like the stars, like the roses are essentially the same as stars. They're like a penny. So, but
Well, then we need to push it somehow. I don't know how, but we need to push it somehow.
I'm just gonna keep doing the same shit that I've been doing.
Not a TikTok user yet.
Yeah, it'll probably explode your phone.
Probably.
Well, you guys want a shotgun of beer? I'll let you a shotgun of beer. Unless you're gonna give it a go.
No, not tonight. Think it up.
That's what you say every time.
I know. No, I have done one.
Did you? Oh yeah, you did do one.
I did.
Yeah, but it took a
did
lot
one.
of convincing.
It's true. It's true.
It's all right.
Yay!
We got shotguns. Shotgun can.
Yay!
Shotgun can. Shotgun.
Our new cam is so much better than that other one.
You know,
It works for Aceless. It works for them.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Because the picture looks as old as Ace's.
That's what I was saying. It's all grainy and kind of torn apart. The color's not real good. Doesn't make my hair look blue, so
Right.
I'm okay with that.
That one's actually gonna travel with the laptop though. That way, if we do lives and stuff, we can just take that
Yep.
And because I'm going to, whenever all my streaming stuff, I'm going to use my laptop and that camera plus my desktop because I'm going to stream through that and play my game through my desktop or whatever else.
Well, I already told y'all I like buying stuff, so I'm probably going to be buying another webcam, and if I don't like it, guess what?
Yay! Well, I can run at least 3 off that computer without it going like, I don't know what the fuck to do! At least 3 that are actually plugged in.
What's going on?
Wi-Fi cams. We could probably run fucking 20 of them as long as there's enough bandwidth on the Wi-Fi.
We'll
So-
figure it out.
Shotgun cam.
When we go to do the shotguns,
Uh-huh.
I think we need to get a couple of audio clips. No.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I was thinking much more bigger.
Much more bigger.
Are you talking about like Fort
You
Sylvan?
doing like howitzer big?
Yep.
Clunk.
And then when we go to start, boom.
Nah, the mortar. Like do a mortar round.
No, you should just have an audio that says send it.
Either way,
We'll just do an A10 burst as we're chugging them.
fuck yeah. I like it.
Fucking, who doesn't like that sound? That is the sound of freedom right there.
The only one better would be the C-Ram.
Mm.
C-Ram burst.
You did your job, now you can go away.
Yeah, because we already know it's better for you without it.
Yup.
There she blows.
I had enough of a head start. It seemed like we finished at about the same time.
No, he was still finished faster than you.
Oh no, I'm not saying that he wasn't faster.
Oh,
I
okay.
said about.
Oh, right. Yeah, it was close. Yeah.
See, I have to say, I like these. I do. I really do. Like, they're handy. They make the hole. You know, it's nice to have a good hole. But it doesn't make a mess. I think that's the biggest thing.
And it's nice not to have a good hole that doesn't make a mess.
Right. I mean, I like a good hole that makes a mess, personally.
Yeah.
But it's a different conversation. But for me, it slows it down so goddamn much.
Yeah.
Like, I get confused trying to drink it. Like,
Look, what the hell's happening?
like, but I should be done by now. Like, I didn't take a big enough breath to continue to drink. So, for me to just be able to, and then just take it out and
Right.
down the hatchet.
I can see that. Because even the one that I did, I'm not a fast shotgun drinker. I'm not much of a shotgun drinker at all. But it just seemed odd with that versus just like what you're doing. You poke the hole and get rid of it, and then do it that way. It seemed odd.
I do want to get one of the Freedom koozies, though. The ones I showed you last week.
Oh,
The
yeah.
koozies that
yeah.
just have little...
Yep, they have the in it. Yeah.
And for me, the burp's not as bad whenever I just take this out and do it normal.
Yeah. I can see where the holes in that aerates it also as you're drinking it.
If it wasn't for the fact that this keeps it from leaking so... oh, there we go. So much. Like, just pulling this off, it'd probably be way faster because you know this slows it down, but then it's just going to go...
Right.
And you're just going to have fucking beer whiskers. Oh, well.
Well, not me.
I know, I'm super surprised that it hasn't grown back more. You may have fucked up. Your body may be like, nope, we're not growing a beard anymore. Ha ha!
Let's see. Last day I shaved was Sunday. So this is since Sunday growth. I've been shaving daily since I took it off. Mom's birthday's coming up. She was like, I'd like to see you without a beard. I sent her pictures. She's like, I want to see you in person without a beard. Oh, okay. So between at least now and Mom's birthday.
Should have been just like, wish I'd have known that. I could have waited.
Right? Well, I mean, it really was kind of an accident. Torby was playing, and she went to do a zoomy and caught the cord, because I got that long cord on that buzzer that I trim with. And she caught that cord, and when she did, she tried to go in between my legs to get away from it, and then back out the door, and it was like, because it tried to trip me, almost ended up in the floor because she jerked the thing so hard, and as I went to fall, then she jerked the thing, and it buzzed off a whole corner, like right here.
Should have taken a picture where it was. Things happen.
Actually, I think Ruth has a picture of it, because that's what she showed me. She's like, baby, it's a whole lot worse than you think it is. Because I didn't think it was that bad. She's like, no, it's a whole lot worse than you think it is. You just take your beard off. Okay.
That's why I closed the door, and I'm glad I have a little fucking little battery-powered
Battery-powered one.
rechargeable one. I'd be mad as fuck. Like, it's gonna be weird for me when we do the Oklahoma Eddie Hall thing.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna be the shortest my face is. My facial hair has been in a long time.
I
was
can't
gonna
say
say-
I wasn't, man.
I don't think I've seen you without a beard at all since I met you.
I have.
Well,
But
you
not
never
ever
seen me
cl-
without
not,
a beard.
Not clean shaven.
I did a couple years ago. I shaved down to essentially like the Chuck Norris length for a job interview.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
He had a beard, but it was up here, like
Yeah,
how I
that's-
wear mine.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
It was close.
Yeah.
I don't remember having seen him without a beard.
Right.
yeah. It's gonna be weird. I'm not gonna like it.
No, you're not.
Luckily,
You're
it
gonna wanna
grows
continue-
fast, so.
And you're gonna want to continue to fuck with it.
Luckily, it grows fast. That's what fucked with me whenever I did it the last time. Is because if I'm laying in bed watching TV and I'm laying like this, like my eyes have just gotten used to seeing my beard. And then the last time I did it and I was laying like that, and I couldn't see nothing. And then I was so goddamn tired, I was like, where'd it go? Oh, it's there. I just can't see it. And then just trying to, it's like it's calming. It's like women have their little stuffed animals and shit. Like, this is my calming. This is my little tick, little titch of the tism. This is my little tick.
Yeah, it's one of those I definitely understand because what little bit of the goatee I've got.
You mess with, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I do that with my hair. Just, it's there, it's good. I'm okay with that.
Speaking of hair, I've got to get Gabriel's haircut.
That long.
He's got that whole ass elder emo fucking just going on. It's fucking ridiculous. He's 5 and he looks like he was in the 2001 emo scene.
No shit.
Like, it's ridiculous. And today it was even worse because he was walking around with my fucking wireless headphones on. He just had them on. So it was so much worse. He had everything he did. He just had them on. Just beep. He was like, I don't want to hear a lot because I don't use them. They only work half the time, so I just put them in my little random electronics drawer.
Yep.
And whenever we were doing his homeschool orientation, I got the wired ones that have the 2 separate headphones, so I could hear what the principal was saying, and he could hear and say hi and stuff. And I forgot I left the drawer open, and he went to go play the PS5, and he was like, Dad, do these headphones work? I was like, sometimes, but not if they're not plugged in. He was like, well, everything's loud, and I don't want to hear things. Like, all right. That was at 9:45 this morning.
Yeah.
He had them on whenever I left at 6. He has not taken them off pretty much all day. Granted, it's the same thing with those fucking binoculars.
Oh, yeah?
He was so goddamn excited about those binoculars.
Was it?
We pulled into the bank and he had them around his neck. And he was just like, can I show her my binoculars? I was like, I don't care. And he was like, and he did this like he was trying to show them to her. He was like, look at binoculars. It's like, she can't see them if they're up here, bro.
Yeah, if he doesn't want to hear anything.
Yeah. Shit, I'm gonna keep these for whenever he's got asshole.
Peltors.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was.
I got 4 sets of those from
It
Dad.
was funny.
And I don't use them when I shoot, unless it's really big guns. Because I like the ability to just plunk and partially green. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
Those
okay. So
bug-
those are just muffs.
fuck,
not
yeah, those are
Peltors.
just muffs, yeah. I don't like that style unless it's really big or really extended shooting.
Yeah.
Let's see how these feel. Get off there.
I think those are the Harbor Freight ones too.
That shit. I've got a set of Peltors.
So they may not even fit your head, brother.
We'll figure it out.
I've got a set of Peltors at the house, and Gabe was playing with them one day,
Damn, these were great.
and he's just running
Yeah,
around the
they're okay.
house with them
What?
on.
What? Huh?
And finally, I was like, "Come here,"
Phenomena.
and turned them on. So they actually had the sound pass through.
Mhm.
He about shit himself because it's like I can hear people talking, but I can't hear the really loud, weird noises.
Right.
I can't hear shit with these on. These work really well.
I'm surprised you're able to maintain your own voice.
The fuck did you say? I saw your mouth move when I didn't fucking know
Let
what
him
you were
try.
talking about. Those work really well.
I'm really surprised you were able to maintain your own voice. Because
You can hear yourself.
Well, most people still get louder.
The thing I don't like about them is I still like to have a sense of what's going on around me. That's why I don't like those kind of muffs.
They work really well.
Yeah.
Like that's, like you can hear just a little bit.
Right. But if you're out shooting, I like to be able to hear somewhat of what's going on around me and still muffle the decibels of the firearms.
Yeah.
I don't want to be completely deaf when I'm not shooting. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's what I like about the Peltors. They only, because they've got a mic, and they cancel out anything
over
above a certain.
Yeah.
X amount of decibels. I'm gonna wear these to the gym just to be a dick. Who you listen to? Huh? Who you listening to? What?
Yeah, I
What
brought
you listen?
home,
Nothing. That's the point. Not you. Not nobody.
I brought home 4 pairs of those.
Nice.
Dad had them squirreled away. Had like a pair in the dresser and a pair in the gun safe and a pair on the shelf up above. Like he would forget he already had a pair, and he'd see them and go, "Well, I need to get a pair because I can't find my others."
God, one of these days I'm gonna have that kind of money. Granted, I'm gonna be broke in about 2 weeks. I'm like, man, that's a nice gun. I want one. I already have one at the house. I'm like, this one was a different color though.
Look! This has the one extra notch in the grip on the handle.
Right? This one's got a skeleton trigger. Mine doesn't have that. I gotta have that one.
Oh God.
That'd be nice to have that kind of money. It really would.
The
Because that would also be generational money.
Yeah. For the shit that I'd do it with, yeah.
customer that I went to their house today had a lot of 1911s and katanas.
Oh, God.
Oh, one of those people, huh?
I hate it when they collect the katanas because 99.999% of them are shit.
They bought them from a mall for $30.
Or Amazon, or, yeah. Oh, that's a cool, real katana! And on Amazon they say, real katana.
I mean, they are technically a real katana,
Yeah.
No.
but they're not really well made.
Right.
There's the difference.
Right.
Anyways,
It's like, I don't know much of shit about swords, but I do know a real authentic katana does not say made in China stamped on the fucking blade.
no.
240 stainless steel.
Yeah. I'd rather have one of those than one that said made in China. At least I know the steel's good. So.
I like the ones you can't take the handles off. You know, I'll sit there and I'll jiggle it, and you push the scales a little bit past the wrapping, and you start to push the pins, and the handle don't come apart. It's all epoxy together. It's like, it's not a real katana.
Right.
Yeah.
If I can't take the handle
You're
off,
supposed to be able to fix it if it breaks, man. This is stupid. Well, you want to do one more shot
one more shot, all right?
and round this one out,
All
and
right.
then we'll. So we'll do 2 lives tonight. We'll do one directly after this, and I'll probably just set up the Spirit Talker,
Right.
and then we will do one that's a long one that I will have to.
We've got to start the lives with that. That's what we're going to do.
Right? That I will set an alarm because honestly, I'll probably still be awake. Well, no, maybe not that late. Well, what time do you normally get up?
Anywhere from 4 to 6.
Okay. Well then, I guess if you just want to set a reminder at like 5:30, just come out here and end the live,
Yeah, I can do that.
and I'll just leave that, and then when I go to the gym tomorrow, I'll just swing by and get that and the little webcam.
Okay.
And just covering all the bases, I'll shoot you a message when I leave for work.
That'll work.
Hey man, making sure you shut everything down.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
Then
Or
you don't have to worry about it. We can handle it. That way, if you're asleep, you don't have to wake up because you're not going to sleep 30 minutes or whatever.
yeah, because I'll start the live and
Right.
stuff before I leave here, because like I said, we can only do an 8-hour that it will actually save.
Right.
Because if not, once it's done, and then it's just gone, and then we can't go back and rewatch it. Which, goddamn, we're gonna have a fucking watch party for that.
No shit.
Because I can't save it.
Well, okay. So,
Oh yes, I can. Oh, but I don't want to.
but Saturday during the day,
That's a lot of things. That's a lot on my fucking computer for 8 hours worth of video.
I was going to say Saturday during the day, I'll be at Mom's. But
Well-
any other time between then,
Hang on. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up.
Oh, good
and
point.
then this stuff we can talk about
Yeah,
off
we'll talk
air.
about it on
hash
the
that
live.
out while we're doing the other.
Yeah,
Well,
we'll talk about it on the live. So,
here's to our European
tink,
folks.
tink, yeah. Fucking Belgium, yours is empty.
Belgium.
Air tinks,
Yeah.
fucking don't jerk the air off. That's weird, bro.
Yeah, no shit.
Just playing with it.
Right, I was just playing with it.
Right?
All right, well, we'll see you guys next time. So, fuck off.
Deuces.
Get the fuck out, bitch.
Goodbye.